Body Swap Mystery Unraveled. Episode 2. The journey begins and the true test and the heart of the mystery. The city of Varanasi was awakening to a new day, but for Avanas and Nandini, the morning brought a disorienting reality. The shock of their swapped bodies began to settle, giving way to a mixture of fear, curiosity, and determination to uncover the truth. Avanas, now inhabiting Nandini's body, felt the delicate balance and control required for Bharatanatyam. He could sense the muscle memory and the years of training etched into every fiber of her being. Nandini, on the other hand, felt the raw power and strength coursing through Avanas's body, an unfamiliar yet invigorating sensation. Determined to find answers, the two decided to meet at the gymnasium where Avanas trained. It was a place where they could speak freely, away from the prying eyes of the world. As they approached each other, the mutual recognition in their eyes was immediate, despite the unfamiliar faces. "This is unbelievable," Avanas said, his voice a blend of awe and frustration. "How could this happen?" Nandini nodded, her expression mirroring his confusion. "There has to be a reason. Something we missed. We need to figure this out." Their first step was to visit the statue of Akivitz, the common thread in their experiences. The statue stood tall and imposing in the heart of Varanasi, its origins shrouded in mystery and legend. As they arrived, they found themselves drawn to its enigmatic aura. "I've heard stories about this statue," Nandini said, tracing her fingers over the ancient carvings. "They say it holds the power to change destinies. But why us?" Avanas questioned, looking around as if the answers might be hidden in the shadows. As they explored the surroundings, they noticed an inscription at the base of the statue, partially obscured by time and neglect. The inscription was written in an ancient script, one that neither Avanas nor Nandini could decipher on their own. Realizing they needed help, they sought out Professor Srinivasan, a renowned historian and expert in ancient languages at the local university. The professor, though skeptical at first, agreed to assist them after hearing their story and sensing the genuine desperation. In his cluttered office filled with dusty books and artifacts, Professor Srinivasan examined a photograph of the inscription. His eyes widened in recognition. This script is a rare dialect, predating most known languages. It speaks of a balance between physical prowess and spiritual grace, a harmony disrupted by selfish desires. The professor continued, "The statue, Akivitz, is said to restore this balance by intertwining the fates of those who embody these opposing forces. Your body swap is a manifestation of this ancient ritual, a test to realign your paths." Avanas and Nandini exchanged glances, the weight of the professor's words sinking in. Their lives, seemingly disparate, were now bound by a common purpose. They needed to embrace each other's worlds to understand the true essence of their journey. With newfound determination, they decided to immerse themselves fully in each other's lives. Avanas took up Bharatanatyam lessons, learning the intricate dance movements and the spiritual depth behind each gesture. Nandini, in turn, trained rigorously in the boxing gym, pushing her physical limits and embracing the discipline and resilience of a fighter. The journey was far from easy. Avanas struggled with the fluidity and grace required for dance, often stumbling and feeling out of place. Nandini faced the grueling challenges of boxing, her body aching from the unfamiliar exertion. But with each passing day, they grew stronger, not just in their borrowed skills but in their understanding of each other. As they progressed, they began to see glimpses of the harmony that the statue of Akivitz sought to restore. They realized that strength and grace were not mutually exclusive but complementary forces that, when balanced, could achieve extraordinary feats. In their shared struggle, Avanas and Nandini found a deeper connection, a bond that transcended the physical boundaries of their swapped bodies. They began to appreciate the complexities of each other's lives, learning valuable lessons about perseverance, empathy, and the true meaning of strength. They concluded with a sense of hope and anticipation, as Avanas and Nandini prepared to face the next phase of their journey. They were determined to unravel the full mystery of Akivitz, confident that the combined efforts would lead them to the ultimate revelation. Stay tuned for the next exciting episode as Avanas and Nandini delve further into the secrets of their intertwined destinies, uncovering hidden truths and forging a path toward the ultimate balance. The days in Varanasi turned into weeks as Avanas and Nandini continued their journey of discovery. Each day brought new challenges and revelations, deepening their understanding of each other's worlds. The initial shock of their body swap had given way to a profound sense of purpose. Avanas, now proficient enough to perform a basic Bharatanatyam routine, found himself more attuned to the rhythms and emotions of the dance. He marveled at the expressive power of each gesture and the intricate stories told through movement. Nandini, having toughened her body and spirit in the boxing ring, discovered a resilience and strength she never knew she possessed. One evening, after an exhausting day of training, they gathered at a quiet tea stall near the Ganges. The serene flow of the river provided a calming backdrop as they reflected on their journey. "We've come a long way," Nandini said, her eyes thoughtful. "But I still feel like we're missing something. There's more to this mystery than just learning each other's skills." Avanas nodded. "I agree. The professor said the statue was about balance, but what if there's a deeper reason why it chose us?" As they sipped their tea, an old woman approached them, her weathered face lit by a knowing smile. "You two have been blessed by Akivitz," she said, her voice a soft whisper. "But blessings often come with challenges. You must look beyond the surface to find the true meaning of your journey." Intrigued, they asked the woman to elaborate. She revealed that she was a guardian of the statue's secrets, a role passed down through generations. The statue, she explained, was not just about balance but also about healing old wounds and uniting divided souls. "Many years ago," she began, "two souls, much like yours, were chosen by Akivitz. They were from different worlds, yet the destinies were intertwined. But unlike you, they failed to understand the true nature of their bond and were lost to the ages." Her words struck a chord with Avanas and Nandini. They realized that their journey was not just about understanding each other's lives but also about confronting their own pasts and inner conflicts. Determined to uncover more, they sought out the professor again. Professor Srinivasan welcomed them with a knowing smile. "I've been expecting you," he said, guiding them to a hidden section of his library filled with ancient texts and manuscripts. As they pored over the old texts, they discovered a story eerily similar to their own, two individuals from different realms brought together by the power of Akivitz, destined to heal and unite through the shared journey. The story spoke of trials and tribulations, but also of a profound transformation that could only be achieved through true understanding and acceptance. "This is our path," Nandini said, her voice resolute. "We need to embrace not just each other's lives but also our own fears and insecurities." With this newfound clarity, they decided to visit the places most significant to their pasts. For Avanas, it was the old boxing ring where he had fought his first match, a place filled with memories of triumph and loss. For Nandini, it was the ancient temple where she had learned Bharatanatyam, a place of spiritual awakening and deep connection to her heritage. At the boxing ring, Avanas confronted the ghosts of his past, remembering the pressures and expectations that had shaped his life. He realized that his journey was not just about physical strength but also about overcoming the emotional barriers that had held him back. At the temple, Nandini reconnected with the spiritual essence of Bharatanatyam, understanding that her dance was not just an art form but a way of life, a means of expressing her innermost self and connecting with the divine. Their visits were transformative, helping them to reconcile with their pasts and embrace the true selves. They returned to the statue of Akivitz with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. In the stillness of the night, under the watchful gaze of Akivitz, Avanas and Nandini performed a ritual they had discovered in the ancient texts. It was a dance of unity, a fusion of strength and grace, symbolizing the harmony they had achieved. As they danced, the statue began to glow with an ethereal light, enveloping them in its radiant energy. In that moment, they felt a profound connection, not just to each other but to the universe itself. The boundaries of their physical forms dissolved, and they were filled with a sense of oneness and peace. When the light faded, they found themselves back in their own bodies, but forever changed by their experience. The mystery of Akivitz had unraveled, revealing a deeper truth about the power of unity and the strength that comes from embracing our differences. The journey had come full circle, but their story was far from over. As they stood before the statue, hand in hand, they knew that their bond would endure, guiding them through whatever challenges the future might hold. With their bodies restored but their bond unbroken, Avanas and Nandini returned to their lives with renewed vigor and understanding. Yet, they couldn't shake the feeling that their journey with Akivitz was far from over. Their newfound connection and the lessons learned hinted at deeper layers yet to be explored. Back in their respective routines, they found themselves applying the insights gained from their body swap. Avanas, with his newfound grace and emotional depth, approached boxing with a refined technique that baffled his opponents. Nandini, empowered by her physical strength and resilience, infused her dance with a newfound vigor and passion that left her audiences spellbound. Despite their progress, the sense of an unfinished task gnawed at them. They decided to revisit Professor Srinivasan, hoping he might shed light on the lingering mystery. The professor welcomed them warmly, curious about their experiences post-swap. As they recounted their stories, the professor's expression grew thoughtful. "It seems Akivitz has indeed brought you closer to the truth," he said. "But I suspect there is still one final test you must face to complete your journey." The professor explained that the true power of Akivitz lay in its ability to transform not just individuals, but the world around them. To truly harness this power, Avanas and Nandini would need to confront a challenge that required them to apply their newfound understanding in a way that benefited others. Their opportunity came sooner than expected. A devastating flood struck a nearby village, displacing hundreds and causing widespread destruction. Moved by the plight of the villagers, Avanas and Nandini decided to help. They traveled to the village, finding chaos and despair. The villagers were in dire need of coordinated efforts to rebuild their homes and restore their community. Avanas's physical strength and leadership skills, combined with Nandini's organizational abilities and empathetic approach, made them natural leaders in the relief efforts. Avanas led the villagers in constructing temporary shelters, using his boxing-honed strength to lift heavy materials and inspire others to join the effort. He applied the discipline and strategic thinking he had learned from boxing to coordinate the work efficiently. Nandini, meanwhile, organized food distribution and medical aid. Her background in dance had taught her the importance of rhythm and coordination, which she applied to ensure that supplies were distributed fairly and promptly. Her empathy and grace helped calm the villagers, providing emotional support and encouraging them to keep faith. As days turned into weeks, their efforts began to bear fruit. The village slowly started to regain a sense of normalcy. The villagers, inspired by Avanas and Nandini's dedication, began to work together more cohesively, realizing the power of unity and collaboration. One evening, as they sat by a makeshift fire, the village elder approached them. You two have brought hope and strength to our community, he said. Your bond and your leadership have transformed not just our village, but also the way we see ourselves. His words resonated deeply with Ivana's and Nandini. They realized that the true test set by Akivitz was not just about the personal growth, but about using their newfound insights to make a tangible difference in the world. As the village continued to rebuild, Ivana's and Nandini felt a sense of fulfillment unlike anything they had experienced before. They understood that their journey with Akivitz was a gift, a reminder that true strength and grace come from the ability to uplift others and create positive change. With the immediate crisis averted, they returned to Varanasi, where the statue of Akivitz awaited. Standing before it once more, they felt a profound sense of gratitude and peace. The statue seemed to radiate approval, its ancient wisdom now a part of the very beings. The journey had come full circle, but its impact would ripple outward, influencing their lives and the lives of those they touched. Ivana's and Nandini had not only unraveled the mystery of Akivitz but had also discovered the true essence of their own potential. As they stood hand in hand, gazing at the statue, they knew that their bond would endure. They were ready to face whatever challenges the future might hold, armed with the strength of unity and the grace of understanding. Stay tuned for the next episode, where Ivana's and Nandini continue their intertwined paths, embracing new adventures and deeper connections as they navigate the ever-unfolding mysteries of life.